Archangel Michael says, "My beloved, have you felt it? That invisible shield wrapped around your life, though unseen, is powerful and real. Do you know that right now, divine protection is covering you like a mighty fortress? Are you aware that nothing in this moment can move against you without permission from heaven? Have you paused long enough to receive this truth, that you are guarded by the Prince of Heaven himself? I speak to you now because time is urgent. The enemy has tried to sneak past your defenses, but I stand at your side, sword drawn, ready to cut every chain and silence every attack. You might feel weary. You might be carrying burdens alone, wondering if anyone sees your struggle or hears your silent prayers. But listen carefully. God's care for you never wavers. It is constant, fierce, and unbreakable. Tonight, as you read this, angels surround your home. Their wings beat against the dark forces that seek to disturb your peace. Have you noticed the strange peace that arrives just when you need it most? The gentle nudges in your spirit that tell you to hold on, to not give in to fear or doubt? That is the sign of protection, the whisper of God's love through me, Archangel Michael. Do not ignore this message. Don't scroll past it as if it were just words on a screen. This is your divine appointment, your call to stand firm, to embrace the safety God has already placed over you. Type 777 now to declare your breakthrough and receive the shield of heaven around you. You are not alone. Divine protection is over you right now. Remember this. Michael is near your house tonight, and I will not leave until your spirit is at peace. Archangel Michael says, "My child, listen closely. You may not see me, but I am here, standing guard over you in this very moment. Divine protection is not a distant promise or a vague hope. It is an active, powerful reality. This protection surrounds you like a fortress of light that no darkness can penetrate. But to understand it fully, you must open your eyes beyond the physical and tune into the spiritual battle raging around you. Divine protection is God's sacred shield placed over your life, your home, and your heart. It is more than just defense. It is a divine assignment. I, Archangel Michael, was appointed as the commander of God's heavenly armies to stand before you, breaking every chain, dismantling every trap set by the enemy. Every whisper of fear that tries to enter your mind, every shadow that seeks to intimidate your spirit, I am there, standing as your warrior. Do you feel that heaviness in your chest sometimes? That sudden chill in a warm room? Or that quiet sense that something unseen is near? That is the presence of divine protection brushing past your spirit. Many times, you have felt me without knowing it. The moment you narrowly escaped harm or the inexplicable peace that calmed your soul during a storm, those are the marks of my watchfulness. The protection I bring is not random. It is strategic. The Lord has placed spiritual boundaries around you that cannot be crossed without His permission. The enemy can try all he wants, but he is limited. He can only come as far as God allows. That means every step you take, every breath you draw, is covered by divine armor. You may wonder, why do I sometimes still feel fear or pain if I am protected? Understand this. Protection does not mean the absence of challenges. It means that through every trial, God's care is your shield. It is a light that guides you through the darkness, a hand that steadies you when the ground shakes beneath your feet. You are never alone in the fight. Look back on your life and remember the moments when things could have fallen apart, but didn't. Times when you faced danger, illness, or betrayal, yet somehow you were preserved. That was no accident. It was divine intervention working through me and the host of angels assigned to your defense. Divine protection also extends beyond physical safety. It covers your mind from confusion, your heart from despair, and your spirit from the lies that seek to steal your hope. When you are overwhelmed by the world's noise, I stand beside you, a strong voice declaring truth over your life. But protection requires your participation. Faith is the key that unlocks the full power of this divine shield. When you acknowledge that God is your refuge and trust in His care, you activate the angel's full defense on your behalf. Doubt and fear create gaps in your armor. Stay alert. Stay connected in prayer. Speak declarations of faith aloud. Do not give the enemy an inch. You might feel small or insignificant in the grand spiritual battle, but know this: your life is precious to God. You have been chosen for a purpose, and that purpose requires you to be protected, prepared, and empowered. The protection you have is a sign of your worth and God's unwavering commitment to your destiny. Look for signs of this protection in your daily life. The timely help from a stranger, the sudden clarity when you felt lost, the moments of calm amid chaos. All these are echoes of divine care. I stand ready to intervene in ways you cannot imagine, but you must remain open to receiving it. Now hold this truth deep within your heart. Divine protection is not a passive shield, but a dynamic force. It moves, it fights, it breaks through barriers. And it is over you right now. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Your prayers are heard. Your name is written in the book of life, guarded by angels who never sleep. This is your call to awaken to the reality of spiritual protection. Do not shrink back in fear or doubt. Rise in confidence knowing that the Prince of Heaven fights for you. Walk boldly forward, wrapped in the armor God has given you. Repeat these words with me. I am protected by divine power. Archangel Michael guards me day and night. No evil can come near me without God's permission. I walk in peace, strength, and victory. Type 111 to affirm this truth and receive the full measure of heavenly protection now. Remember, this is not just a message. It is a mandate from heaven. The hour is urgent, and the battle is real. But so is the victory waiting for you. Do you feel that? That rising strength in your spirit? That is the sword of Michael being drawn in your defense. Stand firm. Stay vigilant. Divine protection is over you this moment and forevermore. You are shielded by the hand of God. Do not forget, Michael is near your house tonight. You are not alone. You are guarded. You are loved. And you will overcome. Archangel Michael says, My beloved, now that you understand the fortress of divine protection that surrounds you, let me speak to you about the constant care that God pours into your life every moment. Protection is but one layer of God's embrace. His care extends beyond defense. It is tender, persistent, and filled with a love so deep that it heals what the world cannot reach. God's care is like a river, flowing steadily, sometimes quietly, sometimes with overwhelming power. It carries you through seasons of joy and trials alike. Even when you feel forgotten, even when your heart aches with loneliness or pain, know this: God's care never stops. It does not waver with your circumstances. It is as constant as the stars in the night sky. Have you ever wondered why certain blessings come just when you need them? Why help appears from unexpected places, or peace finds you in the middle of chaos? That is the divine care working behind the scenes, orchestrated by God's hands and delivered by angels like me. It is a reminder that you are never outside of His attention. God's care heals the wounds no human touch can reach. It restores hope when despair tries to settle in. It mends broken relationships, renews tired spirits, and plants seeds of faith deep within your soul. It is patient with your weaknesses and faithful even when your faith falters. Many times you may not recognize this care because it is subtle. It may come as a quiet whisper in your spirit, a gentle nudge toward the right choice, or a feeling of calm that descends without explanation. This care is often wrapped in ordinary moments: sunlight through a window, a call from a friend at just the right time, a sudden burst of courage when you face your fears. But God's care is also fierce. It fights for your soul, advocating for you before the throne of heaven. It covers you with mercy when you fall short. It shields your heart from despair and steadies your steps when the path seems uncertain. This care is not passive. It is active and relentless. You may ask, how can I know if I am truly receiving God's care? Look inward. Feel for the quiet peace amidst the storm. Notice the resilience rising in your spirit. See the opportunities opening before you, sometimes when you least expect them. These are the fingerprints of God's care. Trusting in this care is not always easy. Life brings confusion and fear. You may feel like you are walking in darkness, unable to see the next step. But the light of God's care is always there, even if dimmed by doubt. Your job is to hold on, to keep reaching toward the light, to keep praying, to keep believing. Remember, God's care is deeply personal. It is not a distant force, but a tender presence that knows your name, your story, your struggles. I have seen the countless prayers whispered in the silence of night, the tears you hid from the world, the hopes you dared not speak aloud. God hears them all, and His care meets you exactly where you are. This care also manifests through others. Sometimes God sends people into your life to be vessels of His love and provision. Friends who listen when no one else will, family members who carry your burdens with you, strangers who offer help in unexpected ways. Be open to receiving from them, for they are part of the divine care flowing into your world. Yet, the greatest expression of God's care is His presence. He is with you, always. When you feel alone, He is beside you. When you are afraid, He is your courage. When you are weak, He is your strength. This presence never fails. It never abandons. It is the promise of a Father who will never leave His child. I encourage you now to speak this truth into your life. I am held by God's constant care. His love surrounds me every moment. I am never alone, never forgotten, and always protected. Type 444 to claim this promise and receive the fullness of God's care in your heart and home. You are precious to the Creator of all things. Your life is a tapestry woven with divine love, care, and protection. No matter what storms rage around you, the river of God's care flows steady and strong beneath your feet. So when you wake in the night and wonder if anyone cares, remember, God's care is there, lifting you, healing you, guiding you. When the world seems silent, His love speaks loudest. You are cradled in His arms, covered by His grace. This is why faith matters. Faith opens your heart to receive what God is constantly sending. Faith allows you to see beyond your current struggles and trust in the greater story God is writing for you. Faith lets you walk in peace even when the path is unclear. My child, you were never meant to journey alone. God's care surrounds you like an unbreakable shield. When you feel weak, lean into this care. When you feel lost, call upon it. When you feel hopeless, remember it is relentless and patient, always waiting to pour its healing over you. Hold fast to this truth. Divine care is your daily bread. It sustains your soul, nourishes your spirit, and prepares you for the victory that is already yours. God's constant care is a fire that never dies. It burns away fear, lights your way, and warms your heart. And I, Archangel Michael, stand beside you, sent from heaven to remind you that you are deeply loved, fiercely guarded, and eternally cared for. Now, open your spirit to this care. Receive it fully. Let it wash over every part of your life. And as you do, watch how your world begins to shift, how peace replaces anxiety, how hope overcomes despair. Type 777 to receive divine healing and the assurance of God's constant care. Know this. You are held, you are safe, and you are deeply cherished. You do not walk alone. God's care is with you, right now, forevermore. Archangel Michael says, "My beloved child, now I must reveal a truth that many do not see clearly, the spiritual battle raging around you, and how your role in it is far greater than you realize. You are not merely living in a physical world, you are a warrior in a divine battlefield. The forces of darkness are active, relentless, and cunning, but you have been given a divine protector who fights for your soul, and that protector is me. This battle is not always loud or dramatic. Often, it is quiet, subtle, like shadows slipping through cracks in the night. You may sense tension in the air, unexplained fatigue, or moments of confusion that cloud your judgment. These are signs that the enemy is at work, trying to weaken your spirit and derail your destiny. I have been assigned to stand at your side to break every chain, to cut every enemy's advance, and to shield your heart from lies that seek to steal your peace. But you too have a role. Protection requires your awareness, your faith, and your willingness to stand firm. Many ignore these spiritual battles, thinking they are imaginary or irrelevant to their everyday lives. But make no mistake, every thought, every word, every decision you make shapes the outcome of this fight. When you give in to fear or doubt, you open a door. When you choose faith and obedience, you strengthen the shield around you. You have been given armor, faith as your helmet, righteousness as your breastplate, the word of God as your sword. These are not mere symbols. They are spiritual weapons and defenses, activated by your belief and declaration. When you speak truth over your life, when you pray with conviction, you command the forces of darkness to flee. Beware of complacency. The enemy loves when you grow comfortable or distracted. He uses subtle whispers to deceive, planting seeds of confusion and distrust. He twists relationships, sows division, and feeds lies that grow like weeds if left unchecked. But the light of God shines brightest in the darkness, and I stand with that light. There will be times when you feel alone, when the weight of the battle seems unbearable. That is when you must remember who fights with you. I am the Prince of Heaven's armies. My sword is aflame with divine justice. I do not rest. I do not relent. I do not allow the enemy to touch what God has created and blessed. You might sense my presence in moments of sudden courage, in a peace that surpasses understanding, or in a whisper that calls you back when you stray. That is me, urging you to rise and resist. That is God's voice through me, reminding you that your victory is assured, but you must choose to stand. How do you activate this divine protection? By faith, by prayer, by speaking life and truth into your circumstances. Begin each day declaring you are covered by the blood of the Lamb, shielded by the power of heaven, and protected by my sword. When fear tries to creep in, rebuke it with the authority God has given you. Guard your heart and mind vigilantly. The enemy seeks to infiltrate through doubts and negative thoughts. Refuse to entertain lies that tell you you are weak, forgotten, or unworthy. You are chosen. You are precious. You are armored with divine power. Understand that spiritual battles also take place in your relationships, your work, and your home. Enemies may try to sow discord or plant seeds of doubt among those you love. Be vigilant. Pray for those around you. Ask God to expose any deception and bring healing where there is brokenness. You are not powerless. The same God who called the stars into existence calls you by name. His angels, under my command, are assigned to encamp around you. I watch over your coming and going, your waking and sleeping. But your faith opens the gates wide enough for us to move freely. Do not be afraid to take authority over the unseen realm. Speak boldly. Say, I am protected by Archangel Michael. No weapon formed against me will prosper. I rebuke every lie, every attack, and every plan of the enemy against my life. This is not arrogance. This is the power given to you by God. If you find yourself struggling, overwhelmed, or confused, call upon me. I will come swiftly to strengthen you. I will surround you with heavenly fire to consume the darkness. But you must ask. You must invite this protection into every area of your life. The spiritual battle is real, but so is the victory. You have been equipped with everything you need to stand strong and walk in freedom. Do not shrink back. Do not hide. You are a warrior of light. You are a child of the Most High. And I will never leave your side. Stand firm now with me. Declare these words aloud. I am a warrior under divine protection. Archangel Michael fights for me. I am covered in heavenly armor. I reject fear, doubt, and every attack. I walk in victory and peace. Type 9999 to declare your spiritual authority and activate your protection. Know this, when you align with heaven, no darkness can stand against you. Remember, I am near your house tonight. I am here for you. You are not alone. The battle belongs to the Lord, and the victory is yours. Archangel Michael says, My beloved child, now that you understand the protection that surrounds you and the spiritual battle at hand, it is time to stand firm in faith and trust. The path before you is not always easy, but it is paved with divine favor and victory. I come to you as your protector and warrior to urge you. Stand strong. The promises of God are sure, and His power is greater than any force against you. You are under constant care and watchful eyes from heaven. Nothing escapes God's notice. Not a tear you've hidden, not a prayer you whispered in the quiet, not a hope you dared to hold. And neither do I. I stand at your side with a sword aflame, ready to strike down every obstacle that threatens your peace. But for this protection and care to work fully, you must engage your faith with courage and obedience. Faith is not passive. It is a battle cry. It is the shield that deflects doubt and fear. When you choose to believe, even when your circumstances seem overwhelming, you open the door for God's power to move in your life. This faith ignites the protection I bring and activates blessings that have been waiting for you. You were not created to live in fear or uncertainty. You were made to rise and claim the destiny written for you by God. Do you hear the call? It is time to awaken your spirit and take your place in this divine plan. Stand firm on the promises God has given you. Speak them aloud. Declare that you are protected, cared for, and victorious. Do not allow the enemy to intimidate or discourage you. Your strength comes from the Lord, and I am the sword at your side. Remember this truth. God's protection is a gift, but faith is your part in receiving it fully. When fear whispers lies, answer with prayer. When doubt tries to take root, rebuke it with God's word. When confusion clouds your mind, seek divine clarity. You are not alone in this journey. I am here, heaven is here, and the Spirit of God dwells within you. Take authority over your mind, your heart, and your surroundings. Declare that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Speak peace over your family, your home, and your future. When you do this, you are aligning with heaven's will and opening the floodgates for divine intervention. Do not be discouraged if the battle seems long or the night dark. Remember, the dawn always comes. God's timing is perfect, and His victory is assured. You are more than a conqueror through Him who loves you. Every trial you face is a stepping stone to a greater purpose, a testimony of God's faithfulness. I urge you now to embrace your identity as a child of God, protected by heaven's armies and deeply loved by the Creator of all things. Your obedience, your faith, and your perseverance will shift the atmosphere around you. You are a light in the darkness, a beacon of hope, and a living testimony of God's power. Stand with me in prayer. Lord, I receive your protection and care. I declare that no weapon formed against me will succeed. I walk in faith, trusting your timing and your plans. I am covered by your love and guarded by your angels. I will not fear because you are with me. Amen. Type 555 now to seal this declaration and activate your faith in God's protection. Beloved, do not underestimate the power of your prayers and declarations. They are the keys that unlock heaven's blessings and keep the enemy at bay. The spiritual armor I bring is real, but it must be worn with intention and belief. You are a warrior of light, chosen for such a time as this. Your past does not define you. Your fears do not control you. Your future is bright because God's hand is upon you. I stand here now, sword drawn and ready to fight for you. Will you stand with me? Remember, Michael is near your house tonight. I am standing guard over your life. Walk boldly into your days, wrapped in God's protection and filled with His peace. You are not alone. You are loved beyond measure. You are protected beyond what you can see, and the victory is yours. Archangel Michael says, My beloved, as this message draws to a close, I want you to carry one truth deep within your heart. Divine protection is not a distant promise. It is your present reality. God's shield surrounds you, His care enfolds you, and I stand by your side, sword drawn, ready to defend you at every moment. You are guarded beyond what the eye can see, loved beyond what the heart can fathom. Do not let doubt or fear steal this truth from you. When the shadows gather or when the night feels long, remember the unseen armies protecting your every step. You are never alone. Every prayer whispered, every cry hidden, every hope held tightly is known by heaven and answered with divine care. Stand firm in faith. Speak the promises of God over your life daily. Declare that no weapon formed against you will prosper. Align your spirit with the truth that you are deeply cherished, fiercely protected, and destined for victory. Your faith activates the full power of the protection already placed over you. This is not the end, but a beginning. A new chapter of confidence, peace, and supernatural defense. Michael is near your house tonight. I am here, watching, fighting, and interceding. Let my presence be your courage, my sword your strength, and God's love your unshakable foundation. Type 777 now to claim your breakthrough and declare with me that divine protection is over you, right now and always. You are shielded, you are safe, and you are victorious. Go forth boldly, beloved. The heavens are with you, and the victory is yours.